Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Medical Assistant with Miss K. If this is your first time visiting, welcome. My name is Kendra, aka Miss K. I'm a medical assistant instructor. If you're a returning subscriber or returning visitor, welcome back. So, I am doing a financial series, and this video in particular is going to be on saving as a medical assistant. So, the last video I did was on budget. Now, I told you guys I'm going to be batch recording, so you probably will see me in the same shirt in most of these videos. But I gotta get these videos out. So as I mentioned in a video, April is financial literacy month, so I wanted to at least get these videos out. Now the other videos that I'm gonna do, credit and investing, those videos are probably gonna end up coming out in May, and we'll just call May like Money May. But I definitely wanted to get these videos out this month. So if you have not watched that budgeting video, you definitely want to check it out, because in that budgeting video we talked about knowing how much money you have left over every month to be able to save or invest or things like that. So if you did your budget and realized you were in a negative, then you should be working on either increasing your income or cutting out expenses, okay? And if you did your budget and you are in the green, meaning you have money left over to save, perfect. And let me just say this, it doesn't matter if you're saving $5 or $500. What you can save is what you can save. Even if it's $5, that's $5 more than what you would have saved if you didn't save anything, okay? So don't be, you don't have to be worried about, oh, how much should I save? I don't have enough. This is, well, you definitely want to have enough, but I don't want anybody to feel like it has to be anything significant. It's going to be what you can save, okay? So again, if you haven't done a budget, you haven't watched that video, I do suggest going back and watch that video just to see where you are. Now, the first thing I'm going to mention here is non-negotiable. And I don't say that about a lot of things because I try not to tell people what to do or what you should do or what you need to do. But this first thing is one of those things that you just absolutely need, and that's an emergency fund. An emergency fund is money that you have set aside that you don't touch except in case of an emergency. And let me just tell you guys this. Years ago, my old car, my daughter and I, we broke down on the side of the road. And it turned out that I needed a new battery and a new alternator. So thankfully I had some money in my emergency fund and I was able to get that done and not touch my money. And let me just tell you guys this, I am not rich. I am not a financial expert. I am someone who made a lot of financial mistakes back in the day. And so I became a student of finances years ago, and I just started learning about budgeting and credit and investing and all of that. And because I'm a teacher, I'm naturally a teacher outside of what I do for work. I just started teaching people what I was learning over the years, and then it just got to a point that I was helping people with their budget and their credit and saving and things like that. And so I share with you guys some of my experience just to kind of let you guys know the benefits of not having to touch your money, because I was not making a lot of money at all. And so I could not afford to get that work done to my car. So guys, you need an emergency fund. How much is going to be subjective. Now, financial experts like Dave Ramsey, they always recommend to at least have $1,000 saved up. If you can't do 1,000, at least maybe try 500. If you can do more, is even better, because ideally you want to be able to have at least 3 to 6 months of your expenses saved up. When I say expenses, that means like your car note, your rent or mortgage, be able to at least cover those things for at least 3 to 6 months if you lost your job or something like that. So emergency fund is non-negotiable. And I'll talk a little bit more in a little bit about how you can start saving that emergency fund. The next thing you want to do after you have your emergency fund saved, now you can start thinking about other things you want to save for, okay? So you want to have a goal. Set a goal. What do you want to save for? We got our emergency fund out the way, so we're good on that. Again, that's non-negotiable. Are you trying to save for a car, a vacation? Or are you just trying to create a nest egg of money just to have outside of your emergency fund? Are you trying to save up for a house? Have a goal and how much you want to save. You got to have a goal, because you got to know what you're working towards. And also having that goal is going to be motivating for you, because it's going to be your why. The next thing you want to do is decide how you're going to save. Okay, now this is going to be different for different people, okay? Some people use cash envelopes. Now, if you are a financial person that's always online looking up budget and things like that, you probably see those videos. You probably enjoy watching them, those cash stuff in envelopes. So you can do that. right? You can, if you are disciplined to not touch that money, you got to be disciplined. When you're using cash, you got to be disciplined. So when I've done these workshops with my students, I've had students tell me they use cash and hide it in their house. And then I had one of my students tell me she gets money orders. She just buys money orders because she can't do cash. She knows she's going to spend it. So whatever works for you, you want to do that. Now, the way that I recommend and the way that I save money is by having an online bank account. And as I mentioned, I told you guys I was going to give you guys a recommendation when it comes to saving up for your emergency fund. The way that I recommend and that works for me and will work for you, if you know you need a barrier between yourself and your money, I recommend having an online only bank account. And every time you get paid, you just have some of your money going to that account. You never miss it because it's going over there to that account. So that's what I recommend. And that's what has always worked for me, is automating. And I'll talk more about that when I get into the paying off debts video. But let's just say your emergency fund, right? Let's say your goal is $1,000 and you're like, okay, I can spare an extra $50 every check. So what you do at your job, you just go in your direct deposit online, your portal, whatever, you got to do it on paper. You go in there and you just put your routing and account number in for your bank account and just have it going over there. I recommend online only because, first of all, it's separate from your other bank accounts, and also because they're online only, it's free. You don't have those account fees, and the interest that's going to be building on your money as it's sitting there is higher than a regular bank. So if you look at your big banks like Chase, Bank of America, Capital One, which I bank with all of those. I'm not with Bank of America anymore, but Chase and Capital One I still do, or like one of those big ones. I'm not going to name anymore, but you get what I'm saying. They're not going to give you as high interest rate as these online only banks. And I'll link the one down below that I use. I love SoFi, and the reason why, it's either SoFi. I say SoFi, but the reason why I love them, first of all, because the interest rate is like 4%. If you're doing direct deposit. So just imagine you have money there and you're earning 4% on that money. So compound interest, it makes a difference. So I will leave that down below. Another thing I like about them is that as you recommend people, you get bonuses, and there's no cap. So let's just say you love the bank and you want to refer people to the bank. They'll pay that person for signing up $25, and they'll pay you as well. I recommend online only when you are trying to save and you need a barrier. And you need, you want to be able to put that money to the side without ever seeing it, okay? Multiple bank accounts is a must when you are trying to save, pay off debts, and you're trying to do better with your money. You can't have just two bank accounts, the checking and the savings. You're not going to be able to do it. I'm just saying, you're not going to be able to do it. All right, guys, so I hope that this was helpful. I don't want this video to be too long. If you're watching this and you're like, Miss K, I don't have anything to save. And this is why it's going to be so important to watch that budgeting video first, because you got to do a budget and cut out expenses or increase your income to even have anything to save. So I get it. If you don't, start there, and then you may have to add income to have something to save, but it's doable. Trust me when I say. I'm going to do a video just kind of sharing my story so you guys can kind of understand, because I feel like sometimes when people see where you are now, they don't know the struggle that you had to go through. And I am still in a place where I am not where I want to be. People don't even realize. I tell my family and friends, I work part-time. I don't work full-time. I don't know why people think, like, I don't get it. But I get people, some of you guys can probably relate, family members asking, or friends, people asking you for money. And I'm like, listen, I only work part-time. I teach part-time, and I do YouTube part-time. I don't make a lot of money at all, but I've learned to be smart with my money so I can do certain things. I learned how to do my emergency fund. I learned how to put money to the side so I can travel. That's another thing too. If your goal, you want to be able to travel, set your money to the side from your pay, have it go into a travel account, right? You can have a different bank account for bill pay, paying bills. Having multiple bank accounts, I'm telling you guys, it is a game changer. Okay, I wanted to just share this feature that SoFi Bank has that makes saving so much easier, and that's vaults. And your money even earns interest while it's in the vault. So you have like your emergency fund vault, so you can start it there. If you want to do 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, or custom, you can do that. And you can just set a certain amount to go to that vault, or you can do it based off percentages, set up direct deposit, and just have it going over there. And then you have like your travel vault. If you want to save up for a trip or just your travel expenses in general, you can set that goal. Maybe have $20 going over there when you get paid. If you're trying to save up for a car, you can set that goal. If you want to just splurge and have some extra money just to spend and have fun with, that's always an option as well. Just one of the many features of this bank. I will link the bank down below. I will also link, if you guys want to join my email list, you can do so. If this video was helpful, please let me know down below. If you have a savings goal, share that with me down below. I would love to see what you guys are saving for. If you're already saving, if you already have multiple bank accounts, let me know where you guys are. I'm just curious to see where you guys are. If this is new to you and you want to get started, let me know. I really hope that this video was helpful because, you know, outside of teaching medical assistant, I'm an author as well, and I'm a coach, and I help people write books and save and stuff like that. So I love to be able to help people who are especially new to the journey. All right, guys. Thank you again for visiting my channel. Be blessed.